I'm Prachi Gupta. Welcome to today's COVID Bulletin. CSIR's Nagpur-based National Environmental Engineering Research Institute has now tied up with the District Legal Services Authority and NGOs to provide training to migrant workers. In this arrangement, CSIR NERI's scientists will provide training to homeless and migrant workers to disinfect materials such as use masks, use hand gloves, papers, documents, files, etc. using UVC-based technology. Actually, various government and Zilla Parishad schools were used as quarantine centers for COVID suspects and migrant workers. Now that the government is contemplating on opening schools, it is imperative that thorough disinfection of these places is carried out. The workers trained by CSIR NERI will carry out disinfection of these places so that the usual activities at the places can be resumed without any fear. This way, the activity will serve the twin purpose of providing employment to workers and disinfection of places. Let's hear more on this from the experts.
The sanitation training actually evolved out of a need. There were some migrants who were camping in Nagpur, various places, and they were being asked not to move. So while they were, physically immobile in terms of moving, the district legal services people came in aid, and they said, why can't we teach them some skills while doing it? So we did a piloting in which we started training them how do you do disinfection of various surfaces, and we also taught them few other things. How do you do in small scale rainwater harvesting? How can you do household composting and related issues? So once when they were doing it, they were quite happy to learn all of these, and they're quite engaged as well. So when it comes to COVID and any viruses and bacteria, all of these, it's very important that the person who is involved in doing it also knows about the risk of doing it, right? So risk is one side, that you have viruses which you can get contacted with, and the second risk is the disinfectant that you're using that should not impact you in terms of exposure to you by way of inhaling it. So in this whole module, what we try to do is first do awareness of both sides, and then we actually tell them how to use certain devices and machines. And these are very simple ones, but we actually tell them what concentration to be used.
As many organizations are opening up their workplaces, it is essential that they take various steps to ensure that the offices are safe to work. In this regard, scientists from the Bengaluru-based Indian Institute of Sciences, together with the Karnataka State Disaster Management Authority, have developed an online self-assessment tool known as COVID-19 Workplace Readiness Indicator. The Workplace Readiness Indicator is an advisory tool that can help organizations understand their level of preparedness to curb the spread of infection in their workplaces. The tool takes into account the epidemic factors in the area and guides organizations for meeting the threshold required to safely operate during this pandemic. The readiness of an organization is calculated based on various parameters such as infrastructure, precautions, outreach, employee interactions, transport, hygiene, etc. The tool generates a consolidated report based on the above parameters and provides suggestions on certain weak areas as identified by the tool. Let's hear more about this tool from Dr. Preetam Patil and Dr. Nihesh Kumar Rathore from IISc.
Usually the authorities, the social planners have a better understanding of the overall epidemic situations and public health implications, whereas the organizations themselves are better aware of the situation within their organization. What are the interactions, what are the specific restrictions that they have related to their businesses. So this is a kind of two-touch approach where social planners decide the overall objective, and then the organizations themselves are given some freedom to decide their local micro level decisions, and that we believe would lead to a better compliance and a much better understanding of the situation and the risk aversion. And then we discussed this idea with the Karnataka State Disaster Management Authority, and then they were very encouraging. They gave very constructive suggestions and gave us a lot of inputs on the standard operating procedures by the Government of India, the Government of Karnataka. And it slowly evolved out of a simple questionnaire into a tool which can be or used by different organizations.
procedure is pretty simple. You need to visit our website, that is covid.readiness.in, where you will find that different questionnaires related. First of all, you can choose what kind of establishment you are running. Then subsequently, you will be asked accordingly different questions, and you need to provide the answers to specific questions. Based on your input, we will internally calculate the score, and this score is divided into different categories so that you know where you scored the most and where are your weaknesses. Also, we will show you some suggestions to improve your scores where we see that okay, you are not doing that good towards precautions related to COVID-19 spreading. So it's a pretty self-contained tool, and it's very easy to use it. As we are running in this tool inside Karnataka as of now, most of the users, let's say 60% of the users, are from IT sector, and then there are some 10% or so from research and development mix, and then we have BPOs and other categories as well.
Pune-based Defence Institute of Advanced Technology, or DIAT, which is under the Department of Defence Research and Development Organization, has developed a disinfectant spray named Ananya that can inactivate viruses. The spray remains active for 24 hours and can be used on masks, PPE, hospital lines, doorknobs, elevator buttons, etc. to disinfect their surfaces. This spray is based on nanotechnology and is composed of silver nanoparticles and antibiotic ampicillin. As per the scientists, silver nanoparticles have the ability to rupture the membrane of the virus, which renders the virus ineffective. The scientists are in talk with various industries to take this spray to the market. Let's hear more about this spray from Dr. Sangeeta N. Kale, Dean at the DIAT.
We've developed a spray which is using nanomaterials as a basic material. The nanomaterials involve silver nanoparticles as a basic ingredient, and along with that we have done some formulation to involve some commercially available drug so as to make a formulation which will have multi-fold action on different bacteria, fungus as well as viruses, including COVID-19. The formulation works in this way that if you consider, for example, a virus, then in this virus, the outer layer, which is the protein layer, so the formulation attacks the protein layer first, and it tries to remove the upper layer by using the proper chemical interaction, thereby making the viral virion, as we say, inactive. If at all this particular procedure it surpasses through, then there is an outer membrane which is just inside the S layer. The formulation creates pits there, thereby releasing the RNA material out of it. So basically it is going to not only combat the virus, but it is also going to destroy the virus. So that is the basic concept which it uses, or this is a technology that it is going to use. The efficacy of it, we have checked for 48 hours. We find that the efficacy is extremely good for minimum of 48 hours, and it can go on. The spray's efficacy is as good as for 3 months.
That is all for today. We will be back with another edition of COVID-19 Bulletin soon. Namaskar.